Whoops, this is the wrong one. This is the right place, but this is the wrong hopefully this changes. If not, we'll just get rid of the uh, there we go. Now we got it right. Too many actual different types of things we go live on. All right, let me go over here, go live. All right, so I'm Ed Parcaut. Yeah, this is Aces53, usually here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Brian Galke and myself. We were together last week at Growth Hacking Live and got a ton of information and still have not implemented everything. I've kind of went down a rabbit hole when it came to vibe coding. And if you don't know what that is, reach out to me. I'm thinking I'm going to put together not a course on it, but just a little webinar to talk about what I learned so far. Because I know a couple guys who are really amazing and they have courses, and part of their courses when you're going to do it. So what vibe coding is where you actually code without knowing how to code, and you can create apps and everything else. And I was shocked. I've heard about it, but I never did anything with it until last week of Growth Hacking Live. And then I've done, and I'll show a couple things that I've done in a second here. But I think the most important thing when you're doing this is that you're using, find out what you're trying to make and actually talk about it all the way through every step of the way. What's this supposed to do? What does this look like? What does this page look like? What does that page look like? All the way through the app so that you have all that information, and then do it again and again and again, and then start vibe coding. If you do it the way I did it, which was wrong, it gets costly because you don't do it right from the beginning. And that's just something I've learned over the last few days. And that's very important. So last week when I started and heard about it, Perry Belcher was telling about it at the Growth Hacking Live, and he was on stage about it, and I signed up for Replit, REPLIT, which I'll show you in a second. I put in all the information and I started, you know what? I want to know how easy this is to create some type of software. So I wanted to create, I know we're normally about a bunch of other stuff, but this is what's neat about this. So the new lead magnet is going to be mini SaaSes. That is the little giveaway programs you can give away for people to sign up. Lead magnets right now are a PDF or something else about this, and this. Well, what if you could give somebody an actual program they could actually use? You know, I've seen them like just timers. We've seen calculators for your website. We've seen many different things, but you can give these away for free and people appreciate it. Well, I was like, well, I'm going to see what I can do with myself. So I actually, I use a thing for my mortgage business that we process through and everything else. I just get tired of all the different ones we have and how we need to look at them. And so I created my own, and I'm not going to get into, I'll just show you the front page of it, and I'll bring it over here so that I can show you all this stuff. All right, let me bring it up. All right, here, I'm going to share. Maybe this will help you out. If Brian gets done with his webinar, he'll show up, but who knows if he's going to show up. Let's see here. We're going to go window. Originate, no, it's going to entire screen that way. All right, so where am I at? There I am over there. I want to be here. There we go. All right, so what I did is I created this Originate headquarters. So it's actually a full functioning software origination system for mortgages. It's all the way through. I took certain ones that I liked and I grabbed certain things and I created. I'm not going to log into it and show you everything because that's not what this is about. I'm just saying you need to come figure out what you're using and what you'd love to get rid of and not pay for anymore, or certain things. So I'm doing a podcasting course under Pod Veteran. And one of the things I wanted to do is, I know by doing, when you're doing podcasting course stuff, you have to do a lot of transcribing and get descriptions and different things like that. And and I use Cast Magic. It's expensive and it's a lot for somebody who really just starts podcasting to need all this stuff you need. You need Opus Clips, you need Cast Magic, you need a VA, you need all this stuff to help you. Otherwise you're doing it yourself, and on top of it, it's another job. Besides recording, now you have to edit everything. So I was like, well, let me just start creating Cast Magic lookalike, and I did, and this fully functions as everything that you could do in Cast Magic is in here, okay, for what we need. And you're able, I don't know if it's on this one, but there you can have your own account, your brand voice, content library, not on this one. It's going to come in where it's going to have everything in here. You just toggle on and off. I'll fix that in a second. That's just something that this one does not have that version. So, and what's nice, you just drop your thing in here, or if you have a ton of them, you can batch them up. I'm not trying to sell this. What this is going to be part of my Pod Veteran Command Center. And what that command center makes up is it's going to have lighter versions of different things so that you can just drop your file in there. So in the beginning, when you need to do an intro and outro, when you're going to record, you can drop in pictures, you can drop in the information about the person, the bio, their website, whatever you want, and it'll write you an intro and outro for your podcast. So while you're recording, you can do it up front. I used to do the recording, then do an intro and outro afterwards. Then you have to go back. When I batch up a bunch of these to be done, there's 19. I got to do it one time, record them all. I don't remember. I want to start doing it right in the beginning. This is the best way to do it, is what I've found. So I created this, which took 2 days, and it wasn't full-time 2 days, but it was kind of figuring out what I wanted. Well, luckily I already knew kind of what I wanted. So this thing will be it's fully running right now. There was an issue with the security thing. Once I fix that, it'll be fully running and I'll be using it every day. But what's nice about this is so I'm going to have a whole command center that's going to have this in it. And it's all based off of military names. These are already got taken, so don't try to take them. And it's going to have different things. Like I'm going to have almost Opus Clips. I love it. It's just so much. If you're starting out as a podcaster, you don't need all that. You just need it to cut down your main video from the size it is now to a 3 or 5 minute, 2 of them, 2, 3 to 5 minute, and then 3 shorts / reels, and have it cleaned up. So I'm going to make one that does just that. Just what you need for podcasting, and that'll be called something clips. You won't know what it is. I'll tell you later when I'm fully finished. And what is going to happen with this, when I do my podcast course, I'm going to give away the 4 ones you need right away. That's going to be included in the course. If you want there's 12 modules. They'll be part of this command center that I have. That's important for everything you need to do for podcasting. I'm not trying to sell that to you right now. I'm just trying to explain to you what you can do and how this can change what you're doing. It's just so amazing with what's called vibe coding. And if you look there, you can see where is it at? Do I have another one working? So I've been using Replit, Replit. There's another one called Lovable. This is it, Lovable. I haven't used that much, but a lot of people say they love it for looking at websites. So like what I did the other day. So, okay, so I'm gonna go back. So I showed you my mortgage one I did. I showed you the Cast Magic, which is part of the Pod Veteran Command Center. You can see that right here. And then, so it's going to be inside of another thing. Yes, I can. Then I realized, you know what? I need to make sure that if it's inside of it, what if I just wanted to do a standalone version? So I'm going to create a totally standalone version that other people can use, and it'll be named something else. One of the things that's happening right now is everybody's into AEO, and I created a whole thing to review sites because I get hit up all the time about, hey, your sites have this issue wrong with them. What can you do about it? And they want to have you charge a lot of money to fix things. And it looks to me like I'm frozen. Am I back here? Uh-oh. We're having internet issues all of a sudden. So I'm going to call it. So it could be, we are cold here. I don't understand. I can see that I'm slowing down. So I'm going to call it a day, and I'll finish this on Tuesday with Brian when for some reason my internet's better. Or what? Let's just do this. Look, yeah, it's still bad. I've never had it this bad before. All right, we're going to call it a day. It's bad. All right, something happened. I think someone killed my internet, so I'm going to call it a day for today. I apologize. We'll finish this up on Tuesday. I hope you get some of this, but I'll finish this up later. So I apologize. It's cable went out or something. All right, I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Again.